Despite the Jackson Five's worldwide popularity with concertgoers, trouble was brewing where the record sales were concerned. In Europe, sales have always been uneven. However, record store performance in America has always been strong. By April 1972, though, whether from overexposure or lack of promotion, the group was losing steam. The April release of Little Itty Pretty One was a huge disappointment. Except for a season release of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, it became the poorest selling Jackson 5 album to date, netting only 590,629 copies globally. Its follow up, Looking Through the Windows, fared even worse: 581,426 copies. This was a terrible showing. It is interesting though. This song marked a sudden sales resurgence in Britain, a top 10 hit that was no doubt a consequence of the recent tour. When Corner Out of the Sky from the Broadway musical Pippin, which Gordy had financed, only a disappointing 381,426 copies worldwide Joseph became irate. What the hell is going on? He fumed. He began showing up at Motown, harassing the sales staff and badgering the promotion executives. The problem is that Barry Gordy was no longer personally involved in what was going on with the record company. Instead, he put in charge a man named Edward Abner, a seasoned executive in the recording industry by the time he got to Motown. For his part, Barry now devoted most of his time to Diana Ross's film career and to establishing Motown Productions in the movie business. Although still Motown's chairman of the board, he was interested only in filmmaking, not in record production. A store vehicle for Diana Ross called Mahogany was in the works, a venture that would monopolize most of Barry's time. At the time, Motown was capitalizing on a more socially conscious sound with Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder. Perhaps the Jackson Five's audience had become hungry a hippie for a hipper sound that they got with the group's next release, Hallelujah Day. It sold less than a quarter of a million discs. Too bad it was a terrific little record which leads shared by Michael, Marlon, and Jackie. In truth, Edward Abner didn't care about the Jackson 5. He had been involved in signing them to the company and he felt their best days were behind them. They already had their own car too, for Christ's sakes, he argued. Why spend more money on them? If sales figures were low and the group was losing its audience, it was the group's fault, not Motown's, he decided. With that point of view, it wasn't surprising that Joseph disliked Edward Abner an instant, passionate away. When an album, Skywriter, was released in March and sold out only 115,045 copies, it became the group's poorest selling album. It didn't even reach the top 50 in Britain. Joseph believed that all of the records had been failures, could have been more successful if Motown had simply promoted them properly. There was a reprieve in the downward slide when producer Hale Davis put together a terrific track for the Jackson Boys called Get It Together. The production was tight. The music, background vocals, and Michael's maturing lead all blended nicely in his performance. A departure from the sweeter pop styles previously associated with the group. Released in August 1973, it sold over 700,000 copies, though not a million seller, and it encouraged Joseph in his beliefs that his sons still made an audience. To his way of thinking, that Jackson 5 was not finished. If anything, he was finished with Motown.